I'm going to show you exactly how you can retire early selling put options to generate $10,000 per month or more. I've been fortunate enough to go full time with trading, and it took me 7 years, starting off as an entrepreneur, having a media company and a coaching business that I recently sold. I was able to go full time trading options, but I did it with a mix of things. Now, number one, I was consistently saving and adding money to my 401k and my after-tax brokerage accounts. Number two, I was consistently focused on learning a strategy that could help me generate income from the stock market in retirement without having to worry about bear markets or crashes, giving me the highest probabilities of profit. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I've been able to do it. Now, this right here is my current account. This is just one of my accounts. Out of all my accounts in total, I'm over $1.1 million, but this is the one that I'm gonna show you live exactly how I'm turning it from, as of today, 659,000 all the way to 10 million in the next 7 to 10 years. Now, before we jump into it, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below this video. And if you get any value from this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button for me, as well as it helps this video get further boosted in the algorithm. And if you want my free stock picks and options plays in your inbox for free, there's a link down below to my free newsletter. And if you have any questions, you could comment on this video or message me directly at It's Ryan Hildreth on Instagram. I also have a link to my Instagram below. I answer all comments and questions. So let's go ahead and jump into the strategy. Now remember, this is not financial advice. This is just me sharing exactly how I've built wealth by trading options and how I've been able to go full time with it, generating over 45% year over year for the past 4 years. Now, most people think trading options as buying options, which is glamorized online. So if you ever researched how to trade options, how to generate income from options, you probably see people buying options. Now, there's nothing wrong with buying options, but most of the time, those options expire worthless, which is like gambling. So these are low probability trades. When I trade options, I primarily sell options for income, and I'll show you exactly why that is. And if you have any confusion on what options are, I do have a full free course tutorial on my YouTube channel, which is also in the description. It's a 45-minute course going over what options exactly are. But if you've heard about options, then this should be pretty easy for you. Now, selling options has a high probability of profit, like being the house at the casino, right? You have the odds in your favor. So even if you win 8 times out of 10 and you lose twice, over a long period of time and over a large number of occurrences, you will always be profitable and you'll always be the winner, right? Just like casinos, they have probably a 55% edge or a 60% edge, and the person that walks in and bets their money has a 40% edge. So they're over a long period of time, they're always gonna lose money. So that's exactly why I love selling options. Think about it like selling home insurance. Rarely is it ever exercised, right? If you have a home, you have home insurance. Have you ever used it? If you used it maybe just once in your entire ownership of the house, right? That probably costed you, I don't know, thousands upon thousands of dollars every single year, right? So it's the same thing with selling options. We're basically selling stock insurance for institutional investors or retail investors who are scared of their stock going down, so they just want to kind of insure their stock. Or it's just people gambling and day trading these options, and we have a large probability of these options expiring worthless, and we keep the whole premium. So what are the risks? Well, the risk of selling options is A, getting assigned 100 shares of the stock you wanted at a discount. So it's not really a con. It might be a con if you didn't want that stock, but I only sell put options on stocks that I love and that I wouldn't mind owning at a lower price. And we'll get into it on the diagram in just a moment. So getting assigned 100 shares, you're tying up capital, so that's a risk. Also, the second risk would be closing out the trade at a loss. So if you close out the trade prior to expiration at a loss, you essentially took a paper loss. But what we do usually is we'll roll that position, or we'll open a new trade to cover that loss, right? We open up a new trade where we collect a premium to cover the loss, which is called rolling options. It's not something that I do frequently. I usually just get assigned the 100 shares because you could actually create income off of 100 shares, which is another video on my channel. So let's go ahead and get into the dynamics of selling puts, and then we'll jump into exactly how I would enter the trade, which stocks I would trade, and so on and so forth. So when you sell a put, let's just say the stock is trading at $110. Maybe it's Apple, for example, right? What you would do is you would sell a put at 100 because you're like, you know what? I wouldn't mind owning Apple almost 10% cheaper, right? At $100. Definitely, I would be fine getting assigned there. If not, totally cool. So you sell a $100 put, and as long as Apple stays above 100, you're going to keep that premium that was paid for selling that put option, which was $500. So you collect $500 immediately once you sell that put, and you get to keep that $500 at the end of the expiration. So at the end of 30 days, right? Now, what happens when, the stock doesn't go down past 100, it stays above 100, maybe it goes to 120, you just keep that $500 profit. That's it, and then you do it all over again on the same stock. Now, if the stock goes below 100, that's a different story. So if the stock goes below 100, now you will technically be at a loss on the trade, but if you let it go till expiration, if you let that put expire in the money, so let's just say the stock went to 92, right? You would basically be forced to buy the stock at $100, 100 shares, by the way. So you're going to be assigned on 100 shares at $100, and you get to keep that $500 premium that was paid, okay? Now, the only downside is now your shares are worth 92, even though you bought them at 100. So essentially, you would just have to wait for the stock to kind of rebound, and that usually happens because the stock market has gone nothing but up for the past 100 years. So that's technically what I do. I'll sell cash secured puts on stocks that I love, collect premium, maybe for 3, 4, 5 months until I eventually get assigned on the shares, and then I'll create income by doing covered calls, which is another video on my channel. So now I'm going to show you the trade entry dynamics. So what's cool about selling options is I want to show you this curve right here, this little diagram, is options expire most of the time worthless. And why is that? Because every day that goes by, that option premium decays. So this is a theta decay curve. So if I'm selling a 30-day option, it's decaying in value by this much every single day. And that's premium that's being collected into my pocket, right? So it works against the option buyer. Someone who buys option has time working against them because their option is becoming more and more worthless over time if the stock doesn't move in the direction that they need it to go. And for option sellers, it's a benefit to us because we're collecting income daily while that option is becoming more and more worthless. So the very first thing we are going to do is pick a stock that meets your risk criteria and that you wouldn't mind owning 100 shares. If you can't decide, if you're confused, maybe you don't know which stock to pick, you can always start off with SPY, which is an index that mirrors the S&P 500, or you could do QQQ, which is an index that mirrors the NASDAQ 100. So you're well diversified, right? SPY is 500 companies, QQQ is 100 companies. So you don't really have to worry about individual stock risk, okay? Next, you chose your stock. You're gonna wait until the stock is trading below the middle line of the Bollinger Bands, and I'll show you what Bollinger Bands are on the chart when we log into my account. Number 3, you're gonna go to the options chain and go 30 days out until expiration. Okay, so a 30-day expiration. Then you're gonna choose the 30 delta put option, click the bid price, confirm and send the order. Okay, now let's go over a live example on 3 different stocks to generate anywhere from 1.5% a month, 4% a month, and 10% per month. Okay, so you can calculate how much money you would need to have in which stock in particular you would need to trade to generate $10,000 per month. Obviously, if you're generating 10% a month, you would need $100,000. If you're generating only 4% a month, you would need maybe a little over $200,000. And then if you're generating 1.5% a month, you'd need close to $750 to $1 million in your account, okay? But that's gonna be the safest stock, which is QQQ. QQQ can generate you around 1.5%. So let's go ahead and log into the account, okay? As you can see, I have many different positions because sometimes I wanna trade riskier stocks so I could generate more premium. Sometimes I wanna be a little bit more diversified and trade less risky stocks and generate a little bit less premium. So I have a nice mix in my portfolio. So the first the first chart we're gonna look at is QQQ, okay? So let's go ahead and look at QQQ. We're gonna type that in right here. And we're gonna go to the 1 year chart, okay? So right here, these lines right here are Bollinger Bands. That means they're what it is they're 2 standard deviations away. And don't worry, you don't need to know that terminology. But what it means is that there's a 95% probability that the stock is gonna stay in between these 2 lines. And you can reference it and go back. As you can see, it does stay in between those 2 lines. And every time it touches the bottom one, it usually bounces up. And every time it touches the top one, it bounces down, right? And then that middle line is kind of the average price, okay? So what we want to do is sell a put when the stock is below this middle line or the average price, because then we know there's a good probability that like if it's right here, the stock is gonna go back up, okay? So we're gonna be directionally correct by selling a put, okay? So as you can see, the stock is trading around that middle line. So I would say it's an okay entry, not the best entry, but let's go ahead and put on a trade. So we're gonna trade QQQ, which is, let me see how much that is currently trading for, about $502. So to cash secure that put, you would need $50,000, $50,200 to buy 100 shares, okay? That's if you're selling an at the money put at the current price. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go 30 days out, okay? So December 20th, these expire December 20th, and we're gonna go to the 30 delta. The puts are on the right side, the calls are on the left, okay? The puts, people that buy puts think the stock is gonna go down. Now, we think the stock is just not gonna go down as much as they think it is. So we're gonna sell the 30 delta. Let's just go down to the 29 delta right here, which is 490. So the person buying this put thinks that the stock may go down below 490, and they want the right to sell the shares at 490. And we have the obligation to buy those shares from them if the stock goes below that. So, but we get to keep a premium if we do get assigned the shares, which is a 70% chance that we're not going to get assigned, 30% chance that we are going to get assigned. So that's what the delta tells you. The delta tells you the probability of expiring in the money, which is 30%. So we have 70% chance that we're not going to get assigned these shares. So we're going to press the bid price, $5.53, which is $553, okay? So if we do the math on that, 553 divided by 49,000, right, which is the capital requirement, okay? That's a 1.1% return, okay? If we'll just multiply that by 100, 1.1%, 1.12%. Usually it's higher. The reason it's not as high is because it hasn't been as volatile lately. So these options, the stock insurance, hasn't been as expensive lately, but still a decent return for 30 days, 1.12%, okay? Now, in order to get a higher return, you would have to go to a higher delta. I wouldn't go as high as 35. That's the highest I would go. So let's just say we went to the 35 delta, we'd collect $674. So we could do the math there. 674 divided by 49,400. All right, and that's a 1.36% return. So a little bit better there, definitely a better return, okay? So Obviously, you'd have to do the math. How much money do you need in your account to retire selling puts off QQQ? Probably substantially more, right? Closer to 750,000 to $1 million. Now, let's go ahead and go to a more volatile stock that can generate higher returns. NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, one of the largest chip manufacturers, AI chip manufacturers, semiconductors, okay? Now we're gonna go to the 30-day option, okay? Same thing, we'll go down to the 30 delta, 134, and we're gonna collect 400 bucks, okay, $400. Let's do the math on that. As you can see, the capital requirement is less. You're only gonna need, so 400 divided by 13,400, okay, equals 2.9%, right, times 100. So 2.9%, pretty high, right? I usually go a little bit closer with NVIDIA because it's so volatile and I don't mind owning the shares. So I'll do the 30, let's just do the 36 delta. So you'll collect 540 divided by 13,800 times 100. That's 3.9% or almost 4%. Usually we'll see a higher percentage when it's a little bit more volatile. The stock market has been just going up recently, so there hasn't been as much fear in the market, which fear causes these option prices to go up, which is better for premium sellers like us, okay? So you could do the math and the calculations on how much you would need in order to retire off, a stock like NVIDIA. Now, I don't recommend just trading one stock with your whole portfolio. I recommend being a little bit diversified like I am, but it's definitely something that you could entertain. So let's go ahead and go to an even more volatile stock, something way riskier, but it's going to pay out for that risk. So let's go to MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is basically a Bitcoin proxy. So this company purchases Bitcoin, puts it on their balance sheet. So that's why it's gone up so much and that's why it's so volatile. Go 30 days out, we can go to a 30 delta, which is going to be 420. It's currently trading at 480, so quite a ways down. So the stock's currently trading at 480. The 30 delta put is at 420, so quite a ways down, but let's do the math on that. So you're gonna make $6,125 by selling this put, divided by $42,000 in capital required. That's a 14.5% return, okay? 14.5%. And I have a buddy that's actually only trading MicroStrategy with a similar account size to mine. So he's making a lot more money than me, but he's essentially taking on more risk. And right now, it's been a great time to do it. I know he's been trading MicroStrategy since 2023. So as you can see on the chart, he has done very, 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 very well, making 15% a month in premium. Plus, he owns the stock, so he's making a couple 100% there as well. So that's exactly how to generate income over $10,000 a month selling put options. This is something that I've enjoyed doing and I'm gonna keep doing it and putting these videos up. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, comment with any questions below, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna link this one right here, which is my full strategy, the wheel strategy on exactly how I was able to retire off these options.